What's going on, YouTube world? Paul Revelia here from ProPhysique.com. Sitting in the parking lot of the gym because I can't do YouTube videos at home right now. My son is 2 and some change, and that man is crazy. Why? Wild, but I love him to death. He's a little badass, but man, energy on top of energy. So the car is my sanctuary. Last week on Instagram, I made a post regarding purchasing a Fitbit, and it's called a Fitbit Alta. Actually, here it is. That's it right there, man. So you can see it. It's actually got a cool little screen on it. Oh, it's kind of going, it kind of shuts off there. It turns on when I face it to me. It's so smart. Like when I turn, it shows me the time. It's got a very tiny little screen on it, which actually shows you some data. See, like when I look, if you turn your wrist like this, it turns on, which is actually pretty ingenious. It's very clever. It's very techy. I feel very hip wearing it. And so I wanted to do a discussion on why I purchased it, what my thoughts are behind it, and I guess do a little bit of a review on my thoughts on the product so far. So why did I purchase a Fitbit? Well, first things first, I tend to be a late adopter of anything new. I very much like to see things develop over time before I jump on board with them. And so I tend to avoid things like the Snapchats and the Instagrams and the Facebooks and the MySpace and the Instant Messenger and the internet until it's almost like forced upon me. Same with the iPhone. I was even like, oh, I don't need an iPhone. I've got a Blackjack. I've got I've got this flip phone. It's stupid. I've changed my mind. I've watched some Gary Vaynerchuk videos, and I've decided I'm going to be an early adopter. I'm going to be first to adopt these things. And so it came to my attention. I just started thinking about things that I've been kind of hesitant about. And one of them has been Fitbits. It's like, oh, these stupid Fitbits. Who needs these Fitbits? And Fitbit, I guess, is like a brand name, but I'm just using it as a description for all products that are technology related and fitness related. And but I thought, you know what, there might be something to this, because technology has reached a point where it is beneficial, and as a coach, the more information that I can get from my clients, the better. And I often find when I have clients who are struggling with either weight loss, muscle gain, stress, any of those things, I start to inquire about certain information. And some of the times I'll ask, what is your sleep like? And I'll ask questions like, what is your activity like outside of the gym? Has that changed? And so what I find with this piece of technology is that it actually tracks all that stuff without you having to make notes about it. It's an uninvasive way to track data that might be beneficial for contest prep, or anybody really, even in a fat loss phase. It doesn't have to be specifically contest prep. So I wanted to vet it myself. I wanted to check it out, see what it was all about before I made a positive or negative comment on the equipment itself. So I purchased for myself and for my wife and for Lauren Conlon, who works with me and for me, a Fitbit, because I want to get feedback. So this video is going to be my feedback thus far. And I also asked for people's feedback on if they've been using them, because it's not something I really ask about. And I got a lot of interesting information in regards to what people are currently using them for. So first, let's get into what I like about it. What I like about it is, like, A, it feels very uninvasive. It sits on my wrist, and I hate jewelry, and I almost don't notice it. It's got a nice band. This one's called the Alta. It's very minuscule. It's got like a rubberish band. It's kind of flexible, doesn't bother me. I haven't taken it off since I put it on a week ago, and so I really like that about it. And then before we discuss the specifics of what it does, I'd like to also discuss some features that I was not expecting to like, such as it's Bluetooth connected to my phone at all times, if you choose it to be. And so whenever I get a text message or a phone call, it scrolls the name of the person texting or calling across the front of the screen here. Why is that important? A lot of times my phone is in my pocket, especially at the gym, but also at home. Sometimes it's even in the other room. And what I like is I can see if it's someone I want to go find my phone or pull my phone out of my pocket for. Because obviously, emergencies happen, things happen. And there was a situation on Sunday where my wife needed my immediate attention, and the phone was in the other room while I was at a birthday party. And had I not had my Fitbit on me, I wouldn't have noticed that she sent me a text message saying that she needed me. So just things like that. I really like that it's uninvasive, but also provides feedback if I want it. It gives a very light buzz when you get a text message. It also gives a very light buzz if you've been sedentary for too long. And some people might not like that, but what I find is that I tend to get so in the zone when I'm working. When I sit down at my desk to work on client stuff, hours can pass with me just completely zoned in, which is a good thing because, I like to get work done in large chunks. But it's also a bad thing because I am very sedentary. And so what I found the last week is when it would buzz me, I would get up and either go play with my son for 20 minutes, go take the dog outside for 20 minutes, just move around. So it kind of took me out of that sedentary zone. So, and a couple people were worried that it would wake me up. It hasn't woken me up yet. So when I sleep with it on at night, if I've gotten a buzz, I haven't noticed it. It's a very light buzz. It comes with a battery that allows it to stay charged all the time. I haven't had to charge it. It's just like a watch battery, so that's nice. I don't have to worry about taking it off, charging it, any of that stuff. And so as far as that stuff goes, I really like it. It's a watch. It shows me text messages or phone calls, and it buzzes me. So those are all nice features. So after 1 week wearing it, what are some of the trends that I've started to notice as far as the data it provides? I love the sleep tracking, and I find it to be very, very accurate. The way that they must program these to detect sleep is very good because my wife had surgery a week ago, and so that's meant that I've had to pick up double duty with my son, who gets up at 6 a.m. and goes to bed around 8 p.m. So I've been giving him baths, putting him to bed, and then, going and doing my thing and working. And I tend to be a night owl, working till 12, 1 in the morning, and then getting up at 5:30, 6 a.m. with him. So after a couple days of getting 5 hours of sleep, I noticed I was sluggish, irritable, and I was able to look on my phone and go, oh man, I'm averaging 5 hours of sleep. So what I started doing was taking a nap in the middle of the day when my son would nap or when I had a babysitter or some help. So I've actually gotten my sleep back up over 7 hours a day. Now, did I need the Fitbit to tell me that I was tired and I wasn't getting enough sleep? No, but remember, the long-term goal for this is to provide feedback from a client, for this to be an option for me as a coach to get more information. And is it viable? So I like that aspect. It also tracks calories burned per day. Now, the reason I like that aspect is because as people diet, they tend to do a few things. They start eliminating things that they do in their day-to-day life to conserve energy for the training that they're going to do and for the cardio that they're going to do. So for example, someone who might necessarily walk the dogs, play some ping pong, go for a walk with their husband or wife, take the stairs at work, these types of things, sometimes people, and myself included, I've noticed I do this during contest prep. When I get very lean, I start to conserve energy by reducing my non-exercise calorie output, basically. It's commonly called NEAT in exercise physiology. So this could be useful if we're tracking over the long haul of a fat loss phase. even though I may be adding more cardio and decreasing calories, we might notice that we're burning less calories throughout the day because we are decreasing our activity throughout the day. I also find that I'm interested in tracking my weight daily with this, and I've noticed it's got a feature there for a automatic input. So I'm going to look into getting a scale. So if any of you guys have purchased the scale that goes with a Fitbit and find that you like that, I think that could be useful. And here's one reason I think it could be useful. Sometimes getting on the scale, looking down, and not seeing what you want to see can give you a negative opinion of your day. You know, and this is especially true for me, and I've talked to many clients about this as well, is that letting the scale impact your state of mind negatively can be very bad during contest prep. This is not something you want. Fat loss isn't linear. As much as I tell myself that, I still get angry when the scale doesn't do what I want it to do, when I'm putting in more effort and not seeing a drop on the scale. So my thought is, I can step on this scale every day. I don't have to look down. Once the weight is set, it will be tracked in my app, and I can just check it when I'm ready. I can check it at the end of the day. I could technically turn it into my coach without ever having to look at it, allowing my coach to make adjustments based on that and not having an impact on my day. I don't know how realistic that is, but these are my thoughts. So far, I would have to say I'm very pleased with my purchase. I really like the Fitbit as a product, and I'm very excited about using it going forward. So I would love feedback. If you guys have questions or comments, let me know. I'd love to find out what you guys are interested in doing with it, what you are doing with it, any ideas you have. Just let me know in the comments below, and let's start a discussion on how these pieces of technology tracking our daily biometrics can have an impact. So anyway, guys, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed the video, and let's talk more. If you got any questions, let me know. See you.